Hello, friends. How are you? Oh, there we go. Now it's much better. Now we have some light. How are you? Good morning to my friends over there on the Pacific side. Good afternoon. Right now is 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here in New York. My name is Prisca Diaz, and I'm the founder and CEO of Biddy Lab. I am your host for this series called Colic Clinic. Today, we're going to talk about what is colic. I want to just give you a few points. Colic is really the majority of professionals agree that colic is simply the fact that the baby cries for a certain amount of time, typically described for several hours. There is not actual time limit. Is it an hour? Is it an hour and a half? Is it 2 hours? Is it 24 hours? That's what is called colic. It is not considered a disease or a condition. Some professionals describe it more as a reflux, as something that is innate of the babies. Instead of they having to talk or do something like adults do, they just simply cry. Crying could be a form of communication, something that indicates pain, certainly not happiness. We know that a happy baby does not cry. So colic is due to usually something that is uncomfortable for the baby at a specific time. There are other group of professionals that consider colic to be directly related to digestive issues. To have the babies do cry for a reason, most likely to be pain. It is known that babies, when they have digestive issues, usually the pains come immediately after feeding. Although we also know that in the middle of the night, babies do cry and can cry for several hours. That happened to my baby for sure. But bottom line is really there's no one definition that actually projects colic in a specific way, so we can say my baby has colic or does not. So we're here to talk about digestive issues, colic due to digestive issues, specifically when the baby gets to vomit and fuzzes. Babies do have a way to communicate. Not always it's about crying. Sometimes it's about whining. Some babies make little noises like something to that effect, that we can clearly know, we mothers clearly know the baby is uncomfortable at best, or is having some sort of a pain. Some of the typical movements or communication forms that your baby will tell you is, for example, they bring the knees. They can have movements like they bring the knees to their chest, as of, think about if you have a pain in the stomach, this is what you do. You typically grab your stomach and you sort of crunch forward. The baby does not have that dexterity that we do have, but they do have certain instincts that will promote them to do exactly the same thing as an adult. So if you see your baby that is sort of like crunching in together, like his knees are coming up to his chest, his hands are moving sporadically, certainly crying, or moving around, trying to bring a little relief to the stomach area, it's most likely due to some sort of digestive issues. And so we know that that has been addressed as well in the professional arena, and there are many, many studies that actually talk about these issues. There are also many solutions that have come of the heartburn or the issue that a baby could possibly have at the time. Many of the issues are related to air swallowing. There are also other issues that have to do with allergies to protein, allergies to cow milk, allergies sometimes to your own breast milk. So it is always very, very important to check with your doctor before you do anything at all. Doctors sometimes do, try a lot of things. It's on trial and error basis because they may not know. The baby can't speak. You know, you don't want to submit your baby to any kind of invasive test just to find out that, oh, the baby's allergic to, you know, cow milk. So the first thing they'll do is, okay, let's take out cow milk and see how he does. Let's put him on, you know, soy-based formula, or, you know, mom, stop drinking milk, stop eating eggs, stop drinking coffee, or, you know, certain things that will go into the breast milk and affect the baby's digestion. And some of the other things that it's very, very new. There's some new research that we actually have done that has to do with air being ingested by the babies. This is actually a very new and somewhat controversial. Many doctors have looked at our studies and they understand what is really happening in there. Why will a baby have an issue of, you know, colic or fuzzing or crying or regurgitation? You know, sometimes they call them happy spitters. So there's nothing happy about spitting, right? Not for the mom, not for the baby. But they call them happy spitters because the babies are really not in any, there's no condition, there's no disease associated with it. It's just simply the milk is coming back, and once they vomit, then the baby's fine. There's no additional things that happen. One of the things that we touch on our study is the amount of air introduction that happens in baby bottles. And the only way to possibly know that is to have a device that does not have any air inside. Before our product, there's nothing out there that does not offer the baby air. So it was a question that never existed. It's the reason why our study is very, very new to this industry. So you are familiar, of course, with our product because you are now on our website watching this video. And what this product is essentially a giant syringe. Now, as you and I know, syringes are used to inject something in, most likely medication, in your veins. If there's any air, if there's an air bubble, most likely will get you very, very sick. So syringes are a proven design to dispense some sort of fluid without any air. So this is essentially how the product works. You put the cylinder over the air plug and then into the foot. You put in your water or milk or tea, whatever it is that you're feeding the baby. We do have specific instructions on how to install the nipple. Please do pay attention to that. It is important that you read the instructions. You close this off. And before you feed the baby, we'll ask you to expel the air by pushing the air plug up. As you can see right now, right here, the air plug is moving forward or upwards rather. And that means, like much like a syringe, when the nurse or the doctor gets rid of the air inside the syringe before they inject something in you, that's exactly what you're doing. You're pushing the air plug up so that the milk gets from the top to bottom without any air. When you feed the baby, what you want to do is actually sit the baby in a vertical upright position, much like this. And you want to hold their right side up and just offer it to the baby in this position. The baby is not posing for a picture. This is the way the baby actually feeds, with the device in this position where the nipple is actually higher than the base. Now, what happens to baby bottles? You do exactly the opposite, right? A baby bottle works with gravity. So what you typically do is you lie down the baby because it's easier for you, and you have to turn this upside down, and this is how you feed, you know, with a baby bottle, which is actually really, really, really bad for the baby. The baby is, I mean, you should try this on your own. You should lie down on the couch and try to drink that way. So when babies were fed in this position with this device without any air, they no longer met the clinical criteria for gastroesophageal reflux disease, which is something that is a diagnosed condition. And it got relieved because essentially three things. The baby is feeding air-free milk in 100% upright position. And the baby, because he's working against gravity, he's actually controlling the amount of flow and pace of feeding. So anyway, I invite you to visit our website, www.bidilab.com, and read about our clinical studies, read about all the emotional, heartbreaking stories from moms who have gone through this issue, but have happy endings because they used Bear and they were able to get rid of any of these gastric issues that their babies were typically experiencing. So once again, www.bidilab.com. You can also register, and so you can receive some newsletters that we normally send, giveaways, all kinds of information as we receive them. We'll put them out there. Also, subscribe to this channel. We are doing this every week. If you have any specific questions, please let us know. We'll be happy to address it. And you can reach us in any way, email info@bidilab.com. We also have a web chat or in social media. So we hope to see you next week. Take care. Have a great day.